Eventually, I think I'm going to make a bowl or just a framed scene with poppies or sunflowers. And these are the blanks you need. So I think today, as I make a whole bunch of them, I'll show you how it's done. Because I already have a lot of the poppy blanks, I think I'm going to focus on sunflowers. So I'm going to go through here and cut as many 1-inch squares and 3/4 inch squares as I can. So I'm not sure if I actually filmed that because I'm not sure the camera was actually on. So I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to take one of the orange and then put a contrasting color on top of it. And you can see the points are not exact. Truly does not matter. Once you've flattened it, you're going to end up with a slightly wonky circle. Perfectly fine. For my sunflowers, I put a combination of stiff black and woodland brown. And then these are going to go into my little craft kiln for a 10-minute full fuse. All right, reloaded. I'll stand close by, pull the plug if I need to. Oh, it's looking good so far. Hey, look at that. It worked. Wash them. And the way that you do that is you take a kiln shelf and either put thin fire on it or spray it with zip. And I prefer to spray it with zip. And then you're going to place these with enough space so that when they squash, they don't touch each other and they don't go over the edge of the shelf. So you just leave some space. When I check it against the ones that are squashed, these might be a little bit too close. So I'm going to rearrange them and then I'll bring you back. Better spacing. And then you take the next shelf, which I sprayed with zip, or you could just put another piece of thin fire over top, and you're going to carefully lay it over top of those pieces. And you're not going to slide it around. You're going to lift because you don't want to scratch off the zip spray, and you also don't want to move the thin fire if you've used thin fire. Then you lay another kiln shelf on it for weight, and I've discovered that you can actually do 2 shelves. So then I'm going to lay more of them on top. I won't get as many on this shelf because the shelf is smaller. Again, you have to make sure they're spread out so that when they do squash and get larger, they do not overlap or even touch. And it's going to take a bunch of runs because I've made up a bunch of blanks. And so then the next is you're going to take another prepared shelf or another piece of thin fire, put it over top. And then in order for them to squash properly, you have to build up the weight on top of it. And I have these great kiln posts I got when I bought the bigger kiln. And then I have a few different sizes. And you just pile it on until you have enough weight. And then you fuse this at a full fuse temperature. Very nice. I really like the ones that are two-toned.